Good people of Bootcamp. Hi. You might not expect me to sit here in front of the webcam, but I'm Christian, the moderator who's usually sitting and taking care of the chat. Emily is a little bit late, or not that late, but she is on the premise right now. But yeah, she just needs a few more minutes, so I thought I will kick off the stream and just say hello to everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Hello, chat. I hope you had a wonderful day today, or at least is starting it off quite well. Yeah, but I believe an introduction is in order. So, my name is Christian. I'm the moderator, and next week when we're doing Unreal, that's actually going to be my turn to actually sit through the entire bootcamp, and then actually we're switching places. So Emily will be moderating the chat, and then I will take you through level designing and do a little bit of a cool scene there. So, and hello everybody. Hello Katrin. Hello Miriam and Karl Heinz and Emily. Hello everybody. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, just a few more minutes and I believe that Emily is ready. A quick notice, we promised last week that we would have some 3D prints ready for you guys. Unfortunately, the 3D printer is still undergoing maintenance. I've been trying my very best to get it up and running, but unfortunately to no avail. So I'll try again and have it ready for next week's bootcamp. I'm sorry, I promise you guys that I will have those prints ready as fast as possible. I hope, yeah, thank you for the patience. But how are you guys doing? Are you how is everybody today? I'm sorry if I look a little bit tired, but because I handed in my exams papers today, and it's been a long night to say at least. So I know that Emily is gonna come in here with 200% higher energy than me. So yeah, it's gonna be great. Hello? No. I thought it was Emily. And Noor S, hello. So yes, so a few more minutes and I think we will be ready, but in the meantime, remember to open up, or at least download and open up the Blender file that is either in the description. I don't know if it's gonna be that way or this way. Yeah, there is a download file, a WeTransfer file, which is a Blender file of a cool treasure chest that you guys will be texturing today. So that's gonna be pretty neat. Caddies and yeah, hello. And Karl Heinz, all good from Sweden, fan var snyggt. So yeah, and yeah, I don't know if you guys have been trying to texture before, but either way, Emily is gonna take good care of you guys. Luckily, everything has been unwrapped, so we're just ready to go. It's gonna be actually one of the more complex assets that we're gonna try to texture today, but do not worry, you are of course in great hands. Emily is asking, what version of Unreal do we need for next week? I am currently using 5.3, but I will upgrade to the latest version. So just download the latest version. Just make sure it's a stable one. I can actually just, like, while you're actually talking about it, let's just actually find out together. How about that, huh? We're kickstarting off with some Unreal. Let me see if I can find it. So I'm gonna see. Yes, so 5 points. So let me just share the screen real quick. So usually I've been rolling with 5.3.2. I will, however, advise you guys to just get the latest versions, which is 5.4.2, and I'll make sure that we are completely up and running. In the meantime, while we're kicking things off, I can just show you a really cool thing. Let me just see if it works. If you have Epic Games Launcher installed already, there is this cool little thing, which is in here. If you go to the marketplace, there is this called Free of the Month, where you can just like get free assets and it's yours to keep forever. So there is like some low poly Viking top-down interiors. There's a lookout tower. There's an adventures inventory kit. There is a science fiction valley town and ultimate weapon customization with create 1,300 unique weapons. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you can go in and get these, and these you can actually implement into your Unreal scene. So take a look at this, guys. You can actually just go in and just, yeah, get this for you. If anybody has played, oh my god, is it called Days Gone, that game that came to PlayStation? Didn't that like start out with like in one of those like lookout towers? I remember I played that like a long time ago, but that was actually a really good game. But this is sick. So yeah, go in there and you can actually claim these, and just like every single month, it's a good practice just to make sure you go in and just get those products, because there is like, so I know it's in kroners, but that is at least gonna be like, so if we do something like more international, so that's gonna be at least 400 euros of worth of free assets that you're gonna get. I can show you, for example, here. These are some that I've collected throughout the years. Also, there's a free part of the asset store, so you can get like so many cool things. Caddies, I think that was the game Firewatcher. I know there's also there was like this apocalypse game. I think it was like zombies, where you were like this kind of biker. You would drive around like, you know, in Washington State, I think, and then you could like upgrade your bike, and then there would be like zombies and stuff like that. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I know that one as well. That was such a gorgeous game, the Firewatcher. That was like, yeah, super neat. But yeah, do that in the meantime, and then I will yeah, take you through some cool Unreal. Absolutely. If you're into if you kind of like the whole like Last of Us kind of, you know, that zombie apocalypse kind of setting, I think that is gonna be you're gonna be quite stoked about it. So but yeah, and hello. No. Hello.
Tis me.
It is you.
Hello.
There we go. And I just warmed up the entire crowd for you, cracked some jokes and whatnot. But
you filled them in, right?
I totally did.
Gave them all the important businessman information.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. I'll see you on the flip side. And yeah, be nice to Emily.
Will you be joining us at the end of the stream for a little Discord?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Maybe. So the reason why I asked that is because today is actually my last stream ever, guys.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we can probably go over that a little bit more at the end.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
not relevant for right now. Yeah, just take that.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Have fun.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Okay, hello guys. How was that? Did you guys enjoy a little? I was gonna say, well, can we all just confirm we're 18 and above in this chat? I just want to be sure before I make any silly jokes. Okay. You got a little warm up with Christian. So anyway, yeah, I'm sure he's probably already briefed you. For those of you who were here for last week's class, then you know we're doing texturing in Blender today. If you're new, if this is your first 3D Bootcamp, welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to see you guys, and if you've been here before, welcome all the same. Like I said, today's class is actually my last stream ever. So next week's stream, Christian will actually be running the show, and he'll be doing his class in Unreal. And okay, great, good, can confirm. Okay, yeah. So next week he'll be doing his class in Unreal, and then I'll be moderating the chat instead. And then it's all summer vacation for everybody, at least here in Denmark, where the school is based, which also includes people who work, like, you know, yeah. It's not just for people who study; it's also for people who like do full time. Denmark is awesome. We have usually a 4 months vacation. It's amazing for summer vacation. And then after the summer vacation, the 3D bootcamps will be back, but most likely with different teachers from different, yeah. So that's all the information that I have for now. So if you're a recurring student, also from previous months and weeks, then I'm so sorry, you will be missed. But anyway, sorry, but just wanted to give you a heads up. But anyway, we are here for texturing. Okay, let's get into it. So, here we are. As you can see, if you are a student from last week's class, it is not... I did not model this. I cannot take credit for this beautiful, fantastic model. This, I'm sure, took way more time. I do believe it was one of the professors at CADA that actually modeled this and set the UVs and all that stuff, and so prepped it for us. And because confession time, I really didn't want to texture my sad model. But you know, we all made it. Most of us made a treasure chest last week, so I felt this was kind of like on theme. So kind of cool. This is just basically gives us more to play with. Like we have more. Yeah. Anyway, it'll make more sense in a second. So, if you haven't met me before, my name is Emily. And if you have any questions about the program, obviously, but it could also be about the 3D industry or the school, CADA, or, you know, anything at all in general, my experience, whatever, feel free to ask anything at any time. No worries. I will try and get to you guys in the chat as soon as I can. And there's actually a lot of stuff in the chat right now. We already have a question. Do we need ZBrush Core Mini to do any of the work today? No, we do not. We just need Blender. If you're following along, you will need to have Blender installed and downloaded. Oh, Christian already got to that. Okay, nice, thanks. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so I've been working in the industry for 2 years now, roughly 2 years. So have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. Also, if I am speaking too fast or going too fast, or if I am going too slow, do let me know. Cool. I'm guessing Christian already tested the audio for this whole class. So I'm guessing audio is okay. CADA, where is CADA located in Copenhagen? It's very close to Vesterport station, if you know where that is. It's like, yeah, I don't know if I would call it like the Vesterport vicinity, but it's like 2 minutes down the road. Alright, so just for the new people, navigation in Blender is like I'm using shift and the middle mouse scroll wheel button. Just clicking down the middle mouse scroll wheel button will allow you to rotate, and then that middle mouse scroll wheel button combined with the shift key on your keyboard will allow you to pan around like this. The scroll wheel is also for zooming, just so we're all caught up there. Now, this lovely treasure chest. Right now, when you open Blender, you should be getting into the like default is like layout here. These tabs up here represent different like work modes and stuff like that. If you have downloaded the file that I'm working on, so you're texturing the same chest as me, you should already have a UV map, something that we call a UV map, which is necessary for texturing. Where is it? Why doesn't it show up though? That's weird. Honestly, Blender? Really frustrating, because there we go. Okay, cool. Sometimes it can get a little glitchy. It should show up by default, but hold on. Okay, super weird, super annoying. Oh, hello, yes, welcome. Come back.
Hi. Okay. So, it's actually working. Cool.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm like confused because like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Blender is just...
Yes. So I had one of the good Blender gurus here at the school. So every time you want to use...
I can manage to get it work, but it's just like frustrating that it doesn't do it by default.
It is so annoying. But
So what's your tip? Sorry. Yeah.
So you press either one of the mesh, and then you just go into the edit mode, and that should pop it up.
Yeah. See, but that's what I mean.
But you got it working just before, so bye.
Okay. Bye.
Wait, hold on.
Thanks for the.
Then I press here, and I go in here.
No. Yeah. Exactly. I know. What? It didn't used to be this way, guys. Blender, ever since Blender 4.0 got that huge update, it's been a pain in the ass.
I got it to work just before you came, so it is working.
It is working. It's not working. I mean, it's not working. It's not broken. Blender is not broken. It's just, it's indecisive. It's indecisive and slightly annoying. But the model is clean and it works and it should be fine. So hopefully you guys shouldn't have any troubles like me. I can see now what's happening, but it's still annoying that it needs to do that. Anyway, the reason why I was getting into talking about UVs is because, like I said, if you would like to texture your own model that you've made, you will need a UV unwrap. This is a necessary technical step for you guys to have a texture on your objects. Texture without that is like, doesn't work, or it's impossible, or just, yeah. So this, like I was trying to say, like, if you guys are texturing the same model as me, it's already unwrapped, whoop-de-doo, we can get straight into it. But I tend to just quickly brush over UV unwrapping so that if there are any models you guys have made in the future, you guys know what to do or have like a general idea, or at least you know what to look up. Like if your textures don't work and you don't have a UV unwrap, then you know why. Like you know you need it so you can look it up or whatever. But you do need a UV unwrap. And I can show you really quickly what that is or what that means. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to select my model. So I should probably specify right now, there are technically these objects have been made with like separate objects and separate models, but we've combined them also because it's easier and simpler. So we have the chest and we have the coins. Each of these need a different unique UV unwrap, which means they'll each get a texture of their own. So if I select the chest, come on, there we go. I'm gonna go to UV editing. Okay, apparently it's I'm gonna go with my chest selected. I'm gonna go to UV editing, and then I'm gonna hit tab on my keyboard to get into edit mode. Or if you're still in object mode, you can go up here, drop down menu, edit mode, or tab on your keyboard as a shortcut. This will get your object into a mode where it's like you can edit it and stuff like that. What the heck, what? I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure there's a good reason. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, Björk is the professor. Okay, so I'm gonna hit A on my keyboard, and that highlight selects everything, and then you can see here that the UV has popped up. So this whole, like this square here is called the UV map, yeah. Everything within this square, the computer will calculate as texture information. If part of this thing here is sticking out over there, then we can texture as much as we want, but whatever thing out here is just going to register as like gray or white or no information at all, because it has to be within the square. And the trick is that for each island, because each of these weird looking shapes and things here, they are called islands. The trick is that each of these islands should take up as much space as possible within this UV map so that it can kind of like, it gets as much information packed into it as it can, like pixels and, you know, resolution, high res and stuff like that. The way that we get these islands is basically like treating this treasure chest as if it was wrapped in wrapping paper. If you can imagine that this chest is wrapped in wrapping paper, I just go to edge mode. Then each of these edges, like let's say if I wanted to unwrap this plank, I'm gonna unwrap it as if it had like wrapping paper around it. I'm gonna make some cuts and then I'm gonna lay it flat, and yeah. And those cuts are called seams. And so you can't really see it here, but I also did this briefly last week. I can see we have a lot of comments. I can see that. I'll get to you guys in a second. I just want to get you guys started so other people have somewhere to go first. So I've just selected by holding Alt and clicking this edge. I have selected the whole edge, and if I do believe if I right click, yeah, mark seam, and that's gonna kind of cut the wrapping paper, if that makes sense. And then when you're ready to unwrap it all, when you've made all your cuts and seams, hit A, and then we go over here, and then we right click, and you can either right click and unwrap, or you can hit U on your keyboard and unwrap. There's also some other options here. The super fast way, I'm just gonna undo that because I don't need to do that. The super fast way to do it, so that's the manual way to unwrap. The super fast way to unwrap, which is not foolproof and not like, it's not necessarily quality or foolproof, but it's quick and sometimes it can work if you're in a tight spot. As you select, without even making any seams, you can select A and then U again, and then you can go to Smart UV Project. Let me see. Yeah, Smart UV Project. And then it'll come up with some settings. You can play around with these settings to get different sort of looks and spaces and all this stuff that you need in there. And let's try something. I'm just gonna mess around with it and see what happens. Okay, so I've just put some random settings in here. I'm gonna click OK. Oh Jesus. Okay, so each of these dots is if you have my file, don't do as I do because it's already nicely unwrapped. But I think you guys get the idea. Like maybe if I put this down. I don't know what this is. Okay. It might also take a second for the computer to calculate. Uh-oh. What? Nothing happened? I just press Control Z to undo, and if I'm in doubt, Control Shift Z to redo. So, what in the dang is happening here? Okay. Anyway, you guys get the point. Those settings should be doing something, but it's not changing at all, so that's weird. Or is it? No? Okay, anyway. Use those. They can be handy tools. So that is speed unwrapping for you. Speed through unwrapping. Okay. Cool. Still though, I'm gonna, whenever you're ready to texture, like most of us, I'm still gonna be in, I'm gonna click tab to get in edit mode, and then I'm gonna hit A again so that everything is selected. And, or maybe we don't even have to do that. Like if I go to texture paint here is where we actually are gonna get the texturing business done. Okay, now it shows up. That was weird, it wasn't showing up before. So strange. Oh, so strange. Well, it is what it is. It looks how it should now. Okay, that's cool. Alright. Now, having said all of that, I'm going to quickly run through some comments that you guys have said, and then we will get straight into texturing. So as you probably can see by now, Tobias, welcome back. We're texturing this treasure chest that we have linked in the chat, or anything that you want that you've made yourself. I'm so sorry, Thomas. Next time. Next couple months. Oh yes, Carl coming in with the helpful tips, thank you. And okay, this is actually a really good question. Engine. I'm sorry, I'm not totally sure how to pronounce your name. My apologies. Writes, hey Emily, did you ever try 3D coat for poly painting for texturing? Do you feel more comfortable with Blender? Okay, so poly painting, I'm not sure. I don't think poly painting and texturing is the same, actually. If you're in ZBrush, you can do poly painting. It gives the model like a nice color, but if you try to export that model, it will not take that color with it because it is not registered as a texture. Texturing, like specifically, if I understand what you're saying, I have tried 3D Coat for texturing. I actually love 3D Coat. I've used it a lot. But Substance Painter, the program Substance Painter, is a really good industry standard tool for texturing. It's industry standard, like, yeah, I would say so. It's a really good tool for texturing. It's very popular. You can texture in Blender, but Blender is like a kind of... Blender is like jack of all trades, master of none type of thing. It's free and it's amazing and you can do everything you want to do in Blender, but it's not specifically like... If that makes any sense. Like, you can texture in Blender, but if I had to choose a program to texture in, I would texture in Substance Painter. Or I would, yeah, something like that. Make my own or whatever. But Substance Painter is not free. And that's the kicker. So, yeah. Miriam, is that, am I saying your name right? Also has a good question. What is it like to work in the industry? It's totally okay. Yeah, what is it like to work in the industry? Well, so far, intense. I've worked at a total of 2 different studios now. One of them being a little more high intensity than the other. We're also a smaller team, so it can be kind of difficult. Sometimes long working hours. But it is very satisfying and fulfilling to see your work out there on the internet and on TV and all this stuff. So, very fulfilling, yeah. But it is a challenge. It is challenging. It is difficult. Yes. And somebody comes with a good point. Substance Painter is free for students. I didn't know that, actually. I should have known. I think my school took care of most of the licenses, so never had to worry about it. But, yeah. Okay, great. If we're all on the same page now, I will continue. So, before we can even start anything, we have our object, we have our UVs. First, we need to go up here to texture slots. Drop down menu. And what we want to do is we want to add a texture by clicking the plus sign. Yeah, plus sign. We're going to start with base color, but all of these different types of texture maps have different purposes and different uses. So some of them are even like roughness and metallic. These 2 types of maps, they actually only register black and white information. So if we use, like, depending on which one we picked, black would be like the scale of like level 1, and white, or vice versa, like white could be the scale of 1 and 0 could be, what am I talking about? Black represents 0, white represents 1. So depending on the gray zone area there, you can actually give the computer information within these maps as to, okay, what do you want to be shiny and reflective in the camera, and what do you want to be totally rough and matte. So those are those types of that's what those types of maps are for. Today we're just going to use base color, and it is what you would expect it to be. It's just color. It's fun. We're just painting. So you can always get into those other maps too, and it's gonna come with some fun stuff, but yeah. So resolution. Oh, what is it? Is it like, I forgot what the 2K res is. Is it like, that's what it is. That's right. Okay. Generally, it's like this. I don't know. There's probably a reason for the random number, but 2K in resolution or pixels is always 2048 usually, I guess. That's, you can also just leave it at default. There's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted a higher resolution, so I just bumped it up to 2K. We're gonna name it. Treasure BC for base color, or if you want to play it super safe, there we go. You can also use these, like just leave these at default. This color represents kind of like the starting color of your canvas. So I might just bump it up a little bit. Otherwise, defaults are fine. We're not going to get too technical with it. Press OK. And then as you can see, we have just created a canvas for our color information. Now comes the fun part. We can actually start to texture. So, let's do it. I'm just going to pick up here. These are the color picker. And it is pretty, you know, if you've ever worked in Photoshop, you've probably seen tools like this before. But let's just try. What color should we do? Something like this. I'm a little bit of too much perfectionist, you know, so I'm gonna pick the perfect color. It doesn't really matter what shade of brown it is, as long as it's like a nice, it's just brown, you know. For some reason I'm vibing with the lighter side of the brown. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna go to the bucket. I mean, this doesn't usually... What? Ah! Wow. Betrayal. I'm gonna take this. Here we go. Color picker. Nope, that still didn't... Okay, I need to swatch it somehow. You can paint on either the chest here or on these islands here, and I'll show you the workflow that I usually use, which helps me out a little bit. Okay, now I can go in and use the color picker. Cool. So because I didn't model this object, it might be a little difficult for me to see, oh, like which of these UV maps or islands is what, you know? Like, I can tell, like, okay, these round things, they're probably the screws, and the coins UV won't be in this because they're their own separate object, so we're only dealing with the chest. So those are probably screws, that's probably, like, handle sides or whatever, blah, blah. So, but then I'm like, okay, but where is the... Oh my god. It's brown, yeah. But I might actually have to mark it. So what I just did here also is I can just like mark it here. There we go. And it looks ugly now, but I'm essentially just... Oh, I did it again, damn it. I always do this with the dang... What's it called? Cursor. Okay. Anyway. Not relevant. It's a 3D cursor thing. It's a world thing. Anyway. Okay. I'm gonna mark all the wooden planks on here just so I know, okay, like, what is wood and what is metal over here. And I also take the front. I might miss a few things here and there, but, you know, I can fix that when I get to it. Don't want to forget this one. There we go. Now I can see in here where all my... What about that? Is that? Is that on the inside maybe? Yeah, it could be on the inside. Well, F around and find out, I say. I'm gonna make this radius of my brush super big. The reason why I've marked everything here, instead of just going in and painting here and then being like, oh my god, okay, but I want the metal to be a different color, so I have to be really close and make sure I don't overlap it over here. Like, that's just takes so long and is so tedious. So I'd rather just like paint everything in here. Let's see if it actually, if I can demonstrate what I'm talking about. There we go. Ta-da! So, oh, shit. Okay, I actually have colored the metal. Okay, but my point being that by coloring the UVs and staying within these UV lines over here and just doing that, I can actually avoid having to get too close here and accidentally putting color on something that I don't want color to be on. Which means leaving these bolts super clean and ready for their own color. And that is kind of the workflow that I use for hand painting and texturing, stuff like that. But I think it's these ones. Yep, it's that, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, shit. Gotta be careful with that. Yeah, it is them. Oh, that's the culprit. Okay. That's not relevant. Otherwise, the other stuff is more or less pretty... Oh god. This is the one part where it might get a little difficult because it's so close. Oh my god. There's like no pixel space there. Oh Jesus. No. Oh my god. So, it's at this point you might wonder, where is the eraser? I have all these painting tools. I have the smear tool. That can come in handy a lot when it comes to kind of like that hand painted texture look. The blur tool. The clone tool. Wait. I have forgotten how to use the clone tool. Never mind. The masking tool, etc., etc. But where is the eraser? Yeah, so Blender didn't put an eraser tool in it in this texturing program, okay? I know, it's weird, and it feels backwards, and it feels like, what the hell? But from a technical standpoint, an eraser tool doesn't really matter, because let's say that I only textured half of this map, and I left the other half completely blank. Even if I left this side of the map completely blank, and this with colors on it, the computer would still register this half as color information. So even though I left it blank, when it comes time to render or show up, it's just going to show up as gray or white. So there's really no such thing as like eraser, because like erase to what, you know? You just put color on top of color or change it or something, because there always needs to be information there. So you kind of just gotta like color over it with something else, or change the color and then like overlap and whatever. Or like if you wanted to go back to being blank, you would just pick white in the paintbrush tool and paint white back over it, or whatever color you started off with as your canvas base. But I just started off with gray and then just like whatever, right? Because yeah, that's how it is. That's why I'm also not being as careful as I should with crossing over these lines, because I'm just gonna put color over this anyway and then hope that it's gonna be okay. Actually, oh my god, I'm not a fan of this blurring though. That's not very nice. Let's see if this does what I want it to. That's better. I want 0 fall off. Actually, what if I... There we go. Fall off is just like, you guys see what I mean? It is affecting the stuff around it. Here we go. Yeah. Still, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. It's okay. It's okay. It's a little tight, but I'll get there. We'll get there. Trust the process. Trust the process. It'll look decent in the end, hopefully. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I actually hear a lot of professionals also like 3D Coat for hand painted textures also. Substance Painter is also, it's ideal for, I want to say like hyper-realistic or photorealistic texturing. Like Substance Painter is really good for that, the more realism side of things. You can, of course, paint in Substance Painter also, but 3D Coat is like, intuitively 3D Coat feels more like a, it feels more like a hand-painted texture look sort of thing. But yeah, Blender you can use. I don't use Blender at my workplace, at my other, in the industry. Like, I use Maya, Substance Painter, Premiere Pro. What else? I think that's about it. I can't remember. I work in Maya all the time. For so much. But the only thing that we use for texturing is Substance Painter. At least in my office. I am not using a mouse. Oh, what am I talking about? keyboard. Sorry, of course I'm using a mouse. I'm not using a tablet for this. Yes, I am using a mouse. Just the mouse and the keyboard. Is there a way to fill only one of the islands with the fill tool? Oh boy. Like, in kind of like an inconvenient roundabout way, yes. But let me actually see, because maybe there's only one way, but let me see if there's another way. If we try like this, like me assuming that Blender uses MS Paint rules. It do! Wonderful. Yeah, so you can also do that, but then you have to like clean it up, the edges, and like obviously make sure that your color is the same anyway. But yeah, you can do that, or what's the other thing? Let's see here. So this is a mask. It's a masking tool. And let's see if it actually does what I want it to do. Interesting. It actually did not do what I wanted it to do. Now. Shh, go away. Huh? What the heck is going on here? This is not... I clicked the wrong button, that's why. Wow, I'm a genius. Okay. And then we go here. It's supposed to, like, not affect the area that I've masked, but it still did, just not within... It just looks like it paints white, and that seems, like, super stupid. Does it only work if I... No. Okay, well, masking doesn't work as it should. Or maybe somebody smart and genius in the chat can correct me if I'm doing something wrong. But the idea of masking, also, like, they have masking as a really common function in Substance Painter 2, which is what I'm more familiar with. And the idea of masking is, it's masking. Like, it is what it says it is. Like, you paint a mask, and wherever that mask has been painted, excuse me, you cannot, like, make changes to that masked area. That's the idea. But I would say for this instance, probably doing it the other way is probably kind of more convenient or simpler maybe. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Can I do like this? You can also, like... I should, like... I'm gonna do this differently, because... It's probably simpler. Let's go in like this, actually. Work smarter, not harder, they say. And I say, well, you need to be smart to do that. I'm trying. Oh. There we go. Hello. Oh, there. It's just lagging. Lagging on me for some reason. What on earth? Okay. And no. Yes. Okay, that's too dark. This is also very dark. It bothers me that these two colors are not the same. Okay, I'm gonna make it totally orange. Yeah, that's what I want. I want that. I want that kind of chest. I get tropical vibes. Cool. A bit harsh on the eyes though. Okay. I'm gonna go 0, 0. So hue and saturation, setting that to 0 is like true white. Like true white. Again, gotta go lighter in here than you would expect because... Hello. Strange. Didn't show up before. I was waiting for that to pop up. Still lighter. Actually, that'll do. Don't want to go too light because when it's time and when you're ready, we can go in and hand paint in those highlights. So if you wanted a realistic look, we would also create like a metallic map so that when it comes time to rendering, it would literally reflect light and it would literally reflect other things and just, yeah, have actual bounce information there. But I'm just going to paint in the highlights, like just put like little white in there and because I feel like that's kind of more the cartoony hand-painted vibe that I'm going for. So don't want to make it too light because I'm gonna go lighter in a bit. I usually like to add like 2 or 3 layers of highlights depending on the time. And this is the tough part. There is going to be some slight overlap because the islands are so close to each other, but you can kind of see, if you guys are ever unwrapping yourselves, why, yes, you want your islands to be big as possible so they can kind of take up like as much resolution as they can, but also not too tightly close together so that in this sort of situation the colors tend to overlap. That is kind of frustrating. pretty clean. Not perfect, but clean enough so that you can't really see the grey on the wood. At least not yet. Oh my god, looking at this orange is hurting my eyes. Ugh. Oh my god. It has to be so close. In Maya, you can do this super handy trick, but it's not really recommended. Also, you would text in Substance Painter, not in Maya. In Maya, you can kind of like grab UV islands, highlight UV islands by the island individually, and then assign certain materials to those islands. Also, instead of having to go in and do this, but and there's like a similar function in Substance Painter for that, and it's kind of really handy. But Blender does not have that, unfortunately. So you have to do it manually. There we go. Da, da, da. Okay. The second one is done. Amazing. Now we just have 10 more to go. Hopefully not quite that much, but and that one. We already know about that one. I think... should we go for silver or gold handles? Like, automatically my brain went to gold, but I don't know why if all the hinges and everything else is, like, metal or steel. The nice thing about this is that you have your own creative freedom, so you can do whatever you want. Doesn't even have to be brown wood. It could be anything. Oh, I didn't need to be that careful. What? Okay, Blender's having a tantrum. Ah! Oh my god. Yep, just a glitch. Standard. Good old Blender. Silver, yes, good. Yeah, I mean, once you get all the technical stuff out of the way, it's not too difficult. Also, if you are a painter or a drawer, or have any other previous, like, artistic experience, if you do have a tablet, a drawing tablet, that would come super in handy, and that would be super useful. I would recommend using that for hand-painted stuff, especially. I would too if I had access to one, but I don't have mine here right now. And I'm not about to get in the middle of setting it up. So, mouse and keyboard it is. There we go. Mind you, when I texture at my workplace and I'm using Substance Painter, I have never used a drawing tablet for that either. So a mouse is also more than good enough. But the textures that I'm making are usually much more on the less cartoony side. So in that sense, it's kind of, yeah, I can hand paint with a mouse just fine. What's with the lag? Okay, Blender. Okay, now what's doing? Got some crazy lag today. I don't know what's up with that. There we go. There we go. Da, 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 da. All right. Okay, okay. Let's keep going. There we go. And this, I can literally just like... What the fuck? Today, Blender. Yep, that's that, isn't it? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I think that's... Wonder if I should just like... And then... Is that gonna work? Maybe. We'll see. Uh-oh. What? What am I painting if that doesn't make a difference? What? Confusion. Okay. Trust the process. That is probably true. That is a very smart observation. Yes. Can't neglect the inside of the chest either. But in a situation where you know you're going to have coins inside of the chest, in order to save time, I would kind of imagine that a lot of people would just like the inside of the chest is just like a flat polygon or something. But that would be kind of like, yeah. Only if you were never going to see the inside of the chest, I guess. Oh, pardon me. Oh, pardon me. It's been some long working days recently. There we go. It's kind of annoying how you have to zoom out in order to see that you've made a difference sometimes. That's kind of an annoying glitch. Well, something's happening. Wonder if this is also wood. What did I just do? Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. If any of you have ever attended Bjerk's texturing class, please tell me how you did this, because he also uses this asset to texture for his texturing classes. Bjerk is one of the professors of CADA, and he sometimes runs the in-person camp that we use or that we host during, open house. Yes, open house. We recently had an open house, and I believe that is when, or is it other times? I can't remember. Bjerk uses this asset to texture during one of his classes. And if you have ever attended that class, tell me your secret, because these damn islands are so close together. How on earth did you manage? I mean, I guess it wouldn't really be an issue in Substance Painter, but this is annoying. Because in Substance Painter, you can just go, oh, select island mode, and then just click, and it'll just like color the whole island and nothing else, because it's just you're painting by islands. Lifesaver. We do not have that privilege in Blender, unfortunately. But that's just the way it is. Yes, that's actually a good point. Matt's has a point that yeah, when it comes time to painting shadows, we're gonna paint with a darker color, obviously, but we're actually gonna literally paint the shadows on the inside of the chest. We might not even paint the inside of the chest because we still got to do the coins. You won't even see the inside of the chest. But that is, of course, up to your discretion because, yeah, whatever you guys want to do. Or if you're also texturing your own model, you are a free person. Okay. And another question, can you turn up the resolution of the texture map? Unfortunately, I don't believe you can once you've already created it. I don't... I don't think you can. You'd have to create a new texture map and start from scratch. I don't think so. Sorry. Sorry. That's maybe I should have mentioned that. That's a standard thing, I guess, across most programs, is that once you choose your resolution, yeah, you can't really go back from that point. In Substance Painter, there are at different points. So like at the start of your project, you can choose your resolution, but you can also export as a higher resolution, but you can't, it's kind of like redundant because you can't export out more information than you have created. So it's kind of like this gray area of like, yeah, you can't really change that resolution later in the game. A bunch of stuff here. Okay. we go. And we are missing a bolt. Where is that? Cheeky bugger. Where? Ah! There it is. Sneaky. Yeah. Changing your program or program file, changing the files or the base color, paint, map things, resolution is not necessarily going to affect how you paint the islands without contaminating the others. The resolution is so more related to the quality and not so much the ability to isolate paint from other areas of the map itself. Oh, actually, no, I see your point. I see what you're getting at. No, you might have a point, actually. No, because I actually see. Okay, I was thinking about it from like a different perspective of like as like a tool. Like technically, it doesn't give you the function, but no, I can actually. Yeah. I mean, wow. But like 4K or 8K res is considered really high resolution. Depending on what you're doing and what you're making it for, I wouldn't usually go above 2K in resolution, because just thinking about like, at least at my studio, most studios, every studio, it costs money to render. And the higher the resolution, the longer it takes for a render to take place, because the computer has to calculate more information. The more information it has to calculate, the longer it takes. The longer it takes, the more money it costs. So technically you want things to look as good and as quality as possible, but still keep the process moving as fast as possible, and preserving as much quality as we can, so that, you know, the faster the possible, the cheaper it will be, on a capitalistic standpoint. But actually, in theory, yeah, you're kind of onto something there. If it was like say like 4K, 8K res, theoretically, then there would kind of be more pixels here, and then perhaps you'd have like a little bit more, like each of these individual squares. Like, what am I at? I set it to 2K. If I set it to 4K or 8K, then this one square would get divided 4 more times. And then with that many more pixels, yeah, you could probably avoid this sort of like overlap, because it's like the pixels are smaller to fill out more of the space. So I guess, yeah, you could kind of squeeze, but like, yeah. But on a more like I guess you could say practical standpoint, more than 2K is like, yeah. But totally go for it if it works for you. Where is this thing though? Where have I missed that? Huh. Huh. Flew right by me. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And like the other thing is that, yeah, there's gonna be a little overlap here, but for like sort of like a cartoony hand painted texture style thing, I think that like 1 or 2 pixels over into the other island isn't gonna kill anybody. it's more just like, and there are so many tips and tricks in the game too. Like, if you can't see it here, then it doesn't matter. It's all about, like, as long as it's functional and it works and it's looking good, you can take any shortcut you want, really. Yeah, well, there's something there. So now I have the true base color down, and now we get into the artistic stuff. How much time have we got left? Oh my god. Oh my days. Well, this was a tedious thing that took forever. Well, I'm gonna speedy run by how I would texture this. Gonna make it lighter. I don't want to go darker than that. Yeah. Oh, shit. There we go. Where is it? Nowhere. Brilliant. Seven pixels into the neighboring islands. Those pixels are invading. Get them out. Yeah, see, the beauty of this sort of situation is that because these coins are their own separate object, they are going to receive, like, their UV islands don't have to fit among these UV islands. They are going to get a whole separate texture map of their own. And I'll show you guys what I mean in just a bit. But basically, when they have a full texture map of their own, it doesn't matter where their UV islands are or how big their UV islands are. You can color the whole damn thing. And it's never going to affect the chest because it's a separate map. It's a separate texture PNG information file thing. So that's going to be really handy. You don't have to worry about any overlap there, which is why it can sometimes be really nice to have separate objects. But if you're working in Substance Painter, where it has like literally the tools and the functionality to separate UV islands and color them individually, then this is not so much of an issue, right? It doesn't really matter. But in this case, it's kind of handy. Okay, yes, good point. We'll do that now then, yes. So right before I continue, I just want to remind you guys to save your file and save often and regularly. And the way that we do that is by going up to File and Save As, and then, it's a Blender file, so it's going to save, right? However, something very important to note also, we discovered the hard way that saving the Blender file doesn't save your texture information. For some whack reason, I don't know why, but to save your texture information that you have painted, you have to go up to Image and then Save As, and it will save it as a PNG. This PNG, it is just an image, but this PNG, when you plug it into your Blender file, or I think if you save the PNG, maybe it shows up automatically. But in any case, if you put your object into another program, then you can just take this PNG and apply it to your object in that program, and it will register the texture information. The texture information does not get saved with the object by default. So weird and annoying, I know. If you save a Substance Painter file, the texture is there, it's with the object, blah, blah, blah. But just remember, save as, or Control S. Or what was it? Oh, Shift Alt S. Okay, Alt S. Okay, well, yeah. So yeah, remember to do that. Okay, now, as per request, I'm going to show you guys how to do the coins really quick. So let's go. I think just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna I'm also gonna save. I haven't done that. I should probably do that. Okay. Hello. What? There. Okay. Treasure chest color PNG, default name, totally cool, totally perfect, beautiful. Compression, none. What the hell? RGB. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at default, but there's nothing wrong with RGB. What could be wrong with that? Okay, save image, whatever. Okay, gonna go into layout. I'm gonna select my coins. Yay! Beautiful, they're all here, ready to go. Texture paint. Where are we? Okie dokie. Now, don't panic. It looks really weird right now. I actually don't know why it's doing that. But well, anyway, I'm gonna create new texture slot for the coins. I'm gonna use a base color again, 2048, 2048. Coins, base color, blah 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 blah. This time I'm just gonna save myself the pain in the ass and just do it like that. There we go. Woo! Would you look at that? Some gold coins. And then to put the cherry on top, we're going to go into, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see what I'm looking at? Let me see here. This red sphere over here in this sort of like menu to the side here. It's this little button here. I'm going to click that. And then it comes with some of these settings here. I'm going to turn metallic up. Maybe we'll do metallic all the way. Maybe roughness can go. Okay, and we're not seeing it right now because for a very good reason. But so far you've seen me in my sort of like object mode, sort of. I probably should have done this earlier too, damn. I'm gonna switch over to this view, which kind of like just gives you a different way of visualizing your texture. Okay, so it's like kind of bright, but that's okay, I guess. The lighting is a little bit strange, but whatever. This is gonna allow us to see these changes that I make here. If we go into this sphere up here, this is another way of viewing the same thing. It's another viewport way thing. It's like a rendering place. Gives us another way of viewing it. So you can see I had metallic at 0 before, and like there was like absolutely nothing fun going on there. I'm gonna turn metallic all the way up, and it looks kind of pretty and shiny. Even more so if I do it here, I think. So totally matte, shiny, and I'm gonna turn roughness. So if I turn roughness up, it's kind of, technically it's still metallic, but it's just like super rough. If I turn roughness all the way down, we are getting like sort of like a mirror thing going on here. Oh, what is this, you might wonder? This is it's just basically a HDRI, so don't worry about this reflection. The computer basically has an image, standard image already there, that it uses to create the light and to create the reflections and the light surrounding your object. Even though you can't see, we're not in a forest, but it uses that image information to create that light and bounce those reflections off. But I'm just gonna bump it up a little bit. I want my coin super shiny. Something like that, maybe. boy, pretty. That is pretty. And, oh boy, gold. You won't be able to see that if you're in this view, so make sure you are in one of these two views. Oh my god, why does it look like jelly? That's so weird. Anyway, this is the ideal view to see most of the information. Texture information. Now I can paint any design on these coins that I want, and it's still going to appear as shiny. And I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. Aww. So cute. Ta-da! And you can draw anything you want. Oh, shit. Oh, lag. Lag. There we go. You can draw anything you want, and you get some cool, shiny designs on there. There we go. And so, yeah, that's the essentials, I guess, the basics, the texturing basics, the essentials to, yeah, texturing in Blender. We are pretty much out of time. Like I said, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I might continue even though time is up. But But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's class, and I hope that you guys learned a little something. Otherwise, if you just watched and hung out, then I hope you enjoyed it just as much. And yeah, I will do a little detail here. I think that's fair. But Christian, when you're ready, you can come in and we can run through the Discord. Usually at the end of classes and sessions, we like to go through Discord because a lot of people have submissions. And that extends to you guys too if you want. We would love to see your work if you're comfortable, and if you would like to, feel free to take a screenshot or a picture and join our community Discord and submit it to the chat or the 3D Bootcamp chat. Yeah. And yeah, so anybody's welcome to the Discord. You don't even have to submit anything, but if you want to join, feel free. And yeah, if you do want to submit something, do it, because we love to see your work. And yeah, we might also see what people have made from last week's class too, or the week before. It depends on what submissions are in there or not. But yeah. When adding detail, would you create a new texture thingy or continue working on the base color? Yes, come in. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm just answering someone's question. So, when adding the detail, would you create a new texture thingy or continue working on the base color? It really depends on what the detail is. I would add a lot of the detail in the base color, because you can also add detail in other types of maps, but they have different purposes, so it's not going to be like looking the same. Like a normal map or a bump map or displacement, for example, the type of color information that you put in there doesn't represent the color that it will show. The colors that you use to create these maps represent a different type of information. So that information is going to be the level of... Can you help me out here? Like...
I've been up for 36 hours. You are on your own.
Oh my god. Like, okay. Like,
What is it?
the question, when adding detail, would you create a new texture map or continue working in the base color? If you wanted the detail to be within color, you would do it in base color. If I wanted to say add dents in this wood, if I wanted to add specifically dents in this wood that you would literally see from like a 3D perspective, like actually changing the geometry and see a dent in the wood, I would make that change or that detail within like a displacement. Because a displacement map, even though you're not literally changing the geometry, the computer is going to read the information on that displacement map, and it's going to say, oh, this area is white and this area is black. That means there's a difference in levels here of what is up high and what is lower and what is, you know what I mean? The 0 to 1 type of thing. So it's going to read that information and it's going to literally put that indent in, like, that groove in the geometry for you. So these different, like, it does different things. Normal map does a similar thing, only it doesn't do it to your geometry. It just changes the shadows. So normal map, the colors that you put into a normal map will represent, okay, what has a shadow and what does not, even if it doesn't change the surface area. So it kind of gets a little technical and a little complicated, but for color detail, definitely base color, which I'm so sorry that I didn't do today. I'm deeply sad about it. But I would just like literally like, I'm so lazy. I'm so lazy. I would just go ahead and like use this smear tool to like, oh shit, create some sort of like
imperfections.
Yeah, exactly. You can barely see it, but already you can kind of see like, oh, there's a difference in the shades of wood, and if I had chosen a better color, you could see it better. But you get what I mean? Like, oh my god, this is, look at it, it's wood here. Yeah, that's how I would go ahead and add the details in the wood, is I would just smear and paint the crap out of it. There we go.
Really does get that stylized kind of look, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It looks great.
And just go in and just beware though. I would usually use that tool over here, because like, as you can see, like, it do not discriminate. It will take and smear anything. But yes. Okay, moving on. We have Christian with us. Let's go to the
Discord.
And for those of you who have to leave, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Okay, Discord time. Oh, we're already in. Brilliant.
I gotcha.
Yes. Oh my god! Amazing! I'm doing that thing again where I just look at it myself and I don't show anybody what I'm looking at.
It's like such great entertainment.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You're welcome. Okay, where are you? Wait.
I'm sitting here. I'm like chilling in the
You're
back.
chilling?
Just watching.
Okay, you good? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so we made these. This is what we modeled in last week's class. Well done, everybody. I am so proud. You guys did amazing. So cool, so awesome. Very cool. And some later submissions that I didn't see on time. Holy smokes. That's super cool. Wait, that's Maya. Is that Maya? No.
Could look like.
It looks like Maya.
It actually does, but good topology anyway.
But it actually, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, really. Yeah, looks great. Awesome.
Really good topology.
Yeah, and super, like, I love, like, it doesn't just look like your average treasure chest, you know?
Oh, it has that, I hate to use the word.
It looks so cool. I don't know, it just looks unique. I like it. I really like it. It looks interesting. It's cool. Okay. Woo!
Duke Nuke.
Damn! You first. Do you want to say? What were you saying?
No, nothing. I'm just like sitting here, just like saying that's really well done.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah. I'm in love with the way this wood turned out. Like it looks like watercolor. Like it's just like, stunning.
Is the word.
It's like it's colorful and blended, but it's like it's also like it's so dynamic.
And also CADA
Love
with
it.
the whole rusty look on the metal.
Yeah.
The metal part, it gives all that little bit of a wear and tear kind of look.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Love that. Love it.
Well done.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Staying true to the material, I see. It's like similar to what I've done. So you're staying true to the source material. I like it.
Strong reference.
Yes, strong reference. Good job. I'm very proud.
Yes.
Nice. I like that they gave it like this kind of like greenish undertone. Kind of like a I don't know if this is what the look you were going for, but it's like a rotten wood kind of look. I dig it. I think it's cool.
Great.
Yeah, it's cool. Very cool. How do you upload an image? Well, as long as you've taken a screenshot or taken a picture, I think if you go in here,
There's a plus icon.
is the plus icon how you do it?
And then just
Upload a file, and then that's how you just pick the PNG or the image.
And remember to do it in the 3D Bootcamp chat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
Metal!
It's a shiny chest. I like it. Super cool. It's like it reminds me of like a church actually. The way that this is tall up here. I don't know.
What is the reflection on the side though? It looks like interesting.
It's a fence, I think. Because it still looks like trees in the forest. So I think it's like the HDRI.
Oh.
The fence HDRI.
Okay. Well, today I learned.
Ooh, beautiful.
Lovely.
Oh my god, I love that you actually made the bolts and the handles a different color to these. It helps give the chest so much more detail. I should have thought of that. Looks really nice. Love it. And the coins are reflecting super beautifully also. So that worked really well. Brilliant. Whoa.
That's the chest I'm looking for.
I would be
Damn.
scared to find this chest. I'd be like,
I
oh
would
my
be
god.
Filthy rich. Is that what's just ruby hiding in there?
What is so valuable that they're keeping the chest, what is so valuable that they're keeping the treasure within a chest made of gold? If no, you know what I'm saying? If the chest itself is valuable, what is inside? Like,
You just run off with the entire chest itself.
yeah,
You won.
I mean, of
You
course,
won.
of course. Yeah, like open the chest, dump out all the treasure, just take the chest. The chest is solid gold. Let's go.
We're rich.
Yeah, exactly. Holy.
Ooh. Is that a mimic?
What? Damn.
That's cool.
Also, how did you do that? That's really cool. Oh, I love like, look at the, but like, look at that. How did you do that? I mean, there must be, is that like, did you use like a wood texture, like a PNG and like import it and then, or did you just smear this to get this effect? Because I am buying it. Like, I'm reading wood, like it's wood, like, that looks so cool.
Crap.
Love that. I get like Yu-Gi-Oh vibes also. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why. None of this is an insult, by the way. We just enjoying looking at it. It's very cool. Oh my god.
Another one by Pizza Cheese.
Pizza Ost.
Pizza Cheese.
I love this.
That is a classic. Great colors.
Straying from the herd and going with the gold handles and the gold bolts here. I like it.
Well done.
Big fan.
Big fan. Yar.
Love it. So great. Okay, should we check if we missed any?
That's just 3D helper.
Creative show off. Oh my god, don't be intimidated by anything posted in here. Creative show off is also like, we get, you know, every student, a lot of people from different grades and levels submit in here, so feel free to submit your work in there too. Okay, and this is cool. Okay, cool. Well,
That's all, folks.
I think we covered everything. That is that. There you go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for some.
I'm gonna have to be like over here. We look like a 90s like album cover. It's just like, you know, there's leaning like towards the left and right? Yeah!
So, yeah, what were we saying? Yeah, thank you guys so much for the submissions. And it looks so great. It looks so cool and amazing. Keep it up. Don't stop. Keep going. It can only get better. So, and also feel free to submit your works, like even after this class. When this live stream is over, it will be uploaded to YouTube, so this information is still available to you online, also in previous classes also, you know, so yeah, you can always go back if you missed something, but yeah, feel free to submit, keep submitting in the chats, and yeah, so thanks guys for today, and like I said earlier, I hope, where am I, what am I doing here, there we go. Yeah, I hope you guys learned a little something. I mean, it looks like you guys learned a lot. I'm blown away. It's amazing. And I hope you enjoyed it. Do you have anything to say?
Nothing other than thank you for this time around. Now
And,
it's your time to sit in the moderator
yes.
seat next week.
Oh my god. And yeah, get ready. Same time, same place, next week, Wednesday. Unreal, right?
Hell yeah.
Unreal class. And I will be the chat moderator. But otherwise, thanks for coming to my last texturing class. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Ciao.